Why, hello there. It's me again so soon? What the heck? Two videos in the same week? That is unheard of. Well, it's been a bit of a stretch between my recent videos, so I thought I would just put out a couple of short ones this week. And for this one, I wanted to talk about another villain. Now, I've had some videos where I talk about some villains that are. Um, Characters from the Shadow Demon Lord game and various products that are out there. And I wanted to add to the list. Now, this particular villain made his debut in the Tales of the Demon Lord. So that's the first campaign that was produced for the Shadow of the Demon Lord. It was actually a full campaign, and one of these days, I'm actually going to talk about it because it's a pretty good campaign. There's mixed reviews um, about this because it does take some work from on the part of the DM to make each of the adventures work together. But it's still, in my opinion, is still a great campaign. But anyway, Katandramus is one of the villains, and I would dare say he is the primary villain of this campaign. So he's the mover and the shaker in the story, and he is a wizard who is a member of the Brotherhood of Shadows. Now, the Brotherhood of Shadows, as you know from one of my previous videos, is a cult that has many cells in many parts of the world. And excuse me. And this particular cell is in the northern reach city of Crossings. And in the city of Crossings, Katandramus is um, one of the leaders, but there's also a rival leader. And there's going to be some spoilers to Tales of the Demon Lord. So the usual disclaimer: if you're planning on playing in it, don't watch the video. Yeah, blah blah blah. Anyway, you've been warned. So Katandramus is, one of the villains, and he is one of the leaders of the cult. But there is a rival leader of the cult who is actually one of the elders of or one of the members of the town council, and his name is Elder Fob, and he's a halfling, and he's also a member of the um, Brotherhood of Shadows. But he is Elder Fob is a character that is much more indirect and subtle in his dealings with the Brotherhood, whereas Catandramus has big schemes and big plans, and um, he really wants to make a big difference. And so, as the villain of this story, he will pop in and out of the story here and there. He's primarily featured in the fourth adventure. Let's see. Yeah, the fourth adventure, which is the first expert tier adventure, Temple of Shadows, and this is where you actually first see the characters will actually first see him in the Temple of Shadows, where he is using an artifact that he acquired or a relic, I should say, not an artifact. That's a D&D thing. Um, so anyway, he's acquired a relic, and the relic is known as the Eye of the Demon Lord, and he's trying to use this relic in a ritual to actually open a large portal into the void to enable the Demon Lord to come through and do what he's going to do to the world, which is destroy it. So Katandramus is trying to make this happen, but the characters interrupt the ritual, and so Katandramus takes the or the relic. He takes the relic, the Eye of the Demon Lord, and he teleports out pretty quickly, right at the beginning of the encounter, leaving the other cultists there to fight the characters. But that's the first place where you see him, and you don't really see him again until like the end of the adventure, which would be I think the last two, or maybe even the last one. Yeah, it's actually the last one, the last adventure in this campaign, which is The End is Near. And this is where Katandramus is fully presented with his stats because he is able to open a portal to the void. So Katandramus is the boss villain, and when I ran this campaign, I could have done a better job of presenting him as the Phantom Menace. But this was my first Shadow of the Demon Lord campaign that I ran. I was really just trying to figure out how to run the campaign and how to play the game. So I really didn't do a very effective job of presenting Katandramus as a boss, and I felt bad after he was defeated in this because I think he could have been a much cooler villain than he was. But then I started thinking about it afterwards as I produced this Villains of the Demon Lord series for my videos. I started thinking of who would qualify, and then I came back to Katandramus, and I was thinking, well, he died in mine, but he won't necessarily die in others. But then I thought, well, he probably will because he is the boss of the campaign. So chances are he's going to die, and um, everyone who runs the Tales of the Demon Lord is probably the party is probably going to kill Katandramus. So I was thinking, well, if that's a foregone conclusion that this villain is going to die, then why present him as a villain in the series? And then a stroke of genius hit me, for myself anyway. I don't know if you guys think it's genius. You probably think it's stupid, but that's okay. For my game, I think I'm going to make Katandramus an ongoing villain. But DM now, how are you going to do that? You may ask. Well, that's a good question. Um, so Katandramus was a wizard. What do wizards do knowing that they're sticking their neck out and they're probably going to die at some point? They're going to use magic to avoid that happening, right? So the assumption here is that Katandramus, being a powerful wizard, has already made preparations for the eventuality of his death and how to cheat it. So Katandramus is already prepared when the player characters defeat him in the Tales of the Demon Lord, and his followers are going to dig up his body and perform the ritual of transformation into a lich, and they're going to make Katandramus a lich, and from that point on, he will be an undead villain. Um, and my idea with this is that he is going to be the Phantom Menace. He's going to be the guy that is going to be um, behind the scenes trying to get the world to finally end and the demon lord to finally penetrate the barrier to absorb this universe. And so my thought here is that I'm going to start using Catandramus as kind of like an instigator of different campaigns. So, as you may or may not know, I run a mega campaign where all of my campaigns are linked together. So, the, uh, each campaign pushes the apocalypse further and brings the apocalypse closer to reality for my game world. And so Catandramus is actually going to be the figure behind most of these events. But he's going to be doing it secretly because one thing he did learn from Tales of the Demon Lord is when you stick your neck out, somebody's going to take a swing at it and it's probably going to connect. So it's better to do things in secrecy and through agents rather than doing it himself if he can avoid it. Now, of course, there are going to be times where he's actually going to have to come out and reveal himself as a villain, but I want those to be kind of surprise moments just show him just long enough to let the players know that this is a guy that is survived death once already, and he is instrumental in bringing forth the apocalypse. That's his plan, basically. And so he is going to be he's going to be my Doctor Doom. He's going to be my Acerarak. He's going to be my my version of the insidious evil that is walking amongst us and driving the world to its oblivion. So that is my idea for Katandramus. Now, I have a couple things up here. First of all, I have the Eye of the Demon Lord. He lost this when he failed at the ritual. The Eye of the Demon Lord, in my campaign anyway, was reclaimed by um, another villain that I had presented before, and the vampirus known as, I can't think of her off the top of my head. The vampire is known as, wait for it, the Lady of Sighs and Sorrows, who is Lucretia. Yeah, she is another villain of the demon lords that I presented. And so Lucretia has reclaimed the Eye of the Demon Lord and has taken it back to Ravenloft. Sorry. I mean, back to the Mistwood. And she has hidden it in a much more safe place so that the Brotherhood of Shadows is not going to get it again. However, Katandramus does not give up easily, and he's going to eventually try to get a hold of that Eye of the Demon Lord. And how's he going to do that? He's probably going to hire some characters who don't know who the hell he is, and have them go into Ravenloft. I mean the Mistwood, and get the artifact or relic from Lucretia. So that is one thing that's a relic that is tied to Katandramus. Second relic is I believe it is the Book of Shadows, but let me look it up here because this is in the Hunger and the Void under the Brotherhood of Shadows, and it is not the Book of Shadows, it is the Apocalypticon. So the Apocalypticon is a great black book, 3 feet long, 2 feet wide, 1 foot thick. Heavy iron chains with stout padlocks hold it shut. Iron plates wrapped in human skin serve as the book's cover, and rust bleeds through tiny rents and fissures in the poorly cured flesh. Any key can open the locks, but only after the key is dipped in some. Ooh, yeah. Okay, you better read that yourself. Okay, so that's the Apocalypticon. That is a central important text to the Brotherhood of Shadows. So I have a feeling that Katandramus is going to want to claim it from the Brotherhood of Shadows. And so there's probably a major cell in one of the major cities that has a, what are they? The hierarchy in the Brotherhood of Shadows, I believe, reports to a grandfather or grandmother. Yeah, who is the highest ranking member of the Brotherhood. So there's a grandfather or grandmother of the Brotherhood of Shadows out there somewhere, and they have this book. And Katandramus is going to want it. So at some point, he's going to hire somebody probably to find it and to deliver it unto him, which is another adventure seed for another day. But at any rate, this is another villain, another classic, iconic villain for Shadow of the Demon Lord. At least it will be in my campaign, and I present him to you to utilize in your campaign as well. I would also like to point out that this is such a creepy illustration. I love it. The glowing eyes with the dark face, backlit, wearing his dark robes. He's got the curvy dagger down here, which I'm definitely going to stat that up when I represent him as a lich. But at any rate, he's such a creepy figure here. I wish I knew who the artist was, but I don't. I know it's probably one of the artists listed here in the Tales of the Demon Lord at the very beginning, because that's where I drew the illustration from. But I don't know who it is. So I'm just going to say that interior illustration. Well, actually, okay, here we go. There's only one interior illustration artist, and that is Jack Kaiser. So Jack Kaiser, there you go. Jack Kaiser did the illustration, and it's I guess he did the Eye of the Demon Lord as well, because there's only one interior artist. So there you go, Jack Kaiser, ladies and gentlemen, fantastic artist, very creepy portrayal of Katandramus. So there you go. That's it for today. Thank you all for watching. This is episode 65 of Shadow the Demon Lord Talk, and I am DM Nell. Please give me a like if you enjoy my videos, and leave me a comment if you have your own ideas for how Katandramus can be used as an ongoing villain in your Shadow the Demon Lord campaign. So with that, I will let you all go. Thank you very much for watching, and hail to the Demon Lord.